Hi Virgo, I'm Jennifer Angel. These are your stars. Now, this is a great time for business on many levels. First of all, there's a solar a new moon happening this week on the end of the week, the 20th, and it's in your solar 10th house of career and business. It's just in there, so it's just almost on the cusp of the sign before, which is your solar 9th house. Now, first of all, the new moon is like a new beginning. It signifies, it's a time when you can really just reset your goals and your dreams and put it out there for the universe. So this is a great time, very powerful time for business. Now, when we take a look at the sign before that, which is your solar 9th house, there's quite a bit of activity in there as well. So the sun is in there until the end of the week, on the 20th, when it moves into your career zone. Jupiter, which is known as the planet of expansion, and also Mercury, which is the planet that is your ruler, all sit in that position. So right now, it's as if you're learning something new, you're throwing yourself into developing a new concept or idea. You probably got your head in a study book and, just trying to gain as much knowledge. Knowledge is power. There's no doubt about that. Gain as much knowledge as you can. You could also be dealing with people or communicating with people from afar, other countries even, or maybe just, interstate, but not just around the corner. It signifies long trips and foreign affairs as well. So there's, all that happening for you. So it's very, very good time for any of those dealings that you have had sitting on the border with this eclipse new moon that's happening just in there on your career zone. Then those projects or discussions can start to fall into place, almost like sign, seal, deliver. If it's not sign, seal, deliver, then you certainly get some communication and movement about things looking a little more solid, okay? Now, there is a couple of aspects with Pluto this week as well that affect every sign. So let's talk about that. So Venus and Mars both have their separate trines with Pluto. Now, trine is a soft aspect. So, it's not going to be anything sort of heart-wrenching that's going to happen, but it's sitting in, you have Mars actually in your sign, and Pluto is sitting in your solar 5th house, has been for a while. It's a slow-moving planet. It's going to be there for a long while too. So anything to do with Pluto is like, it can break things down so it builds it up again. Pluto is known as the planet of transformation. So I always like to think with Pluto too, it's the planet which keeps you honest. It's like, if you're going to sort of tell a little white lie and Pluto is sort of involved in there, somehow you're going to get caught out, okay? So in this case, when you've got Mars and Pluto, it's a very, very powerful connection, and you want to use that connection to your advantage, and don't, let it put you down as well, because if you don't use it right, then it can have the opposite and a more negative effect. So you want to be, first of all, open and honest and sincere, okay? Don't try to put yourself or a situation or across than anything that it's not, okay? Because you will be found out. But if you're straight up and honest, say, look, this is how it is, this is the nuts and bolts, this is what's happening, this is what we wanted, whatever, then people will appreciate that sincerity there. And when you've got Venus involved, it's all about relationships. And Venus is sitting there, even though it is retrograde, it's sitting there, goes retrograde this week on the 16th, which is Wednesday. It's sitting there in your career and business. So with it retrograde and around relationships and business relationships, and throw in Pluto and Mars, make sure that, you're dealing with top level integrity at all times, okay? Even if you think it's not important, but there's a little niggling thought, oh, I should really disclose that or tell somebody about that, go right ahead. You don't want it coming back later and somebody and losing trust, because there's so much good happening right now. You don't want it just for you want to be a little cautious and just keep it, all the momentum going on a negative level, so you don't get any sort of little mishaps that make you sort of take a few steps back. So very, very exciting time for you, Virgo. And pretty soon, in about 2 weeks' time, you will have your ruling planet Mercury will move into your solar 10th house of career and business, as will Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance, in about another 4 weeks. So this is very, for business, very, very prosperous time coming up for you. Okay, so don't get despondent. Even if things aren't bubbling the way you would like them right now, they soon will. Thanks for watching, Virgo. I'm Jennifer Angel, and we'll see you next week. Bye.